Today, we dive into a case that has haunted the American public for decades. A tale of love, betrayal, and murder. The story of a well-respected deputy who might be either a cold-blooded killer or a victim of an elaborate conspiracy. Welcome to one of the most controversial unsolved cases in modern history. Let's turn the clock back to the year 2000, where it all began. Nestled in the southeastern United States, Oglethorpe County, Georgia, is a picturesque slice of rural America. Known for its lush forests, rolling farmland, and tight-knit community, it's the kind of place where life seems simple, peaceful even. But beneath its tranquil facade lies a dark chapter in its history. In the year 2000, this small county became the setting for a chilling crime that would captivate the nation. What started as an ordinary summer would soon unravel into a tale of betrayal, secrets, and murder, shattering the peace of this idyllic community forever. Dak Benton was a man of contrasts, a towering figure at 6 feet 1 inch and 250 pounds, yet soft-spoken and gentle. At 38, Dak's life revolved around his job as a welder and his passion for bodybuilding, which he pursued with dedication. Despite his imposing physique, Dak had a tender side, most evident in his love for exotic parrots. His home was filled with the vibrant sounds of these rare birds, which he cared for meticulously. However, his personal life was less fulfilling. Divorced and raising his young son alone, Dak led a solitary life, pouring his energy into his hobbies and work. Friends described him as kind but reserved, a man content with simplicity. But behind this quiet existence lay a storm brewing, one that would change everything. When Dak met JC Forson, his seemingly routine life took a dramatic and tragic turn, leading to a series of events that shocked his community and left unanswered questions that persist to this day. JC Forson was no ordinary law enforcement officer. At 35, she had already shattered glass ceilings by becoming the first female deputy sheriff in Oglethorpe County. Known for her determination and fearless attitude, JC was both respected and controversial among her peers. Her strong-willed personality and love for adventure set her apart from others. She enjoyed activities like horseback riding, hunting, and even bodybuilding, hobbies that were unconventional for women in her small-town community. JC's personal life mirrored her ambitious spirit. She was a single mother to a teenage daughter and had endured the challenges of a failed marriage. When she met Dak Benton, their shared interests and complementary personalities seemed to promise a fresh start. Friends and family saw them as a dynamic couple, but beneath the surface, their relationship was fraught with tension. While JC's boldness and independence were admirable, they may have also been the very traits that led her down a path of suspicion and controversy when Dak's life came to a tragic end. June 4th, 2000 started like any other day in Oglethorpe County, but by nightfall, Dak Benton was nowhere to be found. His absence didn't immediately raise alarms, as Dak was known to enjoy occasional solitude. However, as days turned into weeks, it became clear something was wrong. The first signs of trouble came from Dak's beloved parrots. Known for their lively chatter, the birds had become eerily distressed, their cries loud enough to alert concerned neighbors. When one neighbor decided to check on the home, they found the birds hungry and the house eerily quiet, prompting a call to the police. As authorities began their search, they uncovered troubling details. Dak's wallet, keys, and phone were all left behind, as if he had vanished into thin air. Friends and family were questioned, but no one seemed to have answers. JC Forson, Dak's girlfriend at the time, told police she hadn't seen or heard from him since an argument they had days earlier. With no signs of foul play initially, the investigation stalled, but the community's unease continued to grow. What had started as a missing person case was about to take a sinister turn, as the discovery of a sealed metal trough would soon change everything. On June 17, 2000, a cattle rancher in Oglethorpe County made a chilling discovery. While checking his expansive property, he noticed a large, sealed metal trough, emitting a foul, unmistakable odor. Suspicious and alarmed, he contacted the authorities. When the police arrived, they quickly realized this was no ordinary farm equipment. The trough had been filled with cement, and a forensic team was called in to investigate further. Upon breaking through the hardened material, they uncovered a gruesome sight: the lifeless body of Dak Benton encased within. His body was wrapped in a tarp, and the autopsy later revealed a fatal gunshot wound to his head. Investigators were left with a haunting question: who would go to such lengths to hide a murder? The discovery of Dak's body transformed the case from a missing person investigation to a homicide, and the tranquil community of Oglethorpe County was thrown into chaos. The macabre nature of the crime sent shockwaves through the region, and police scrambled to piece together the events that led to this horrifying end. But as the investigation unfolded, the evidence would point in a direction no one could have anticipated. As the investigation delved deeper, J.C. Forson, Dak's girlfriend and a former deputy sheriff, emerged as a person of interest. Her relationship with Dak, described by many as passionate but volatile, raised suspicions early on. The breakthrough came when investigators uncovered a string of connections that seemed to tie J.C. directly to the crime. First, receipts showed that she had recently purchased a metal trough and several bags of cement, the same materials used to conceal Dak's body. Additionally, forensic analysis found that the paint on the trough matched a specific paint used in J.C.'s home, further linking her to the scene. The evidence didn't stop there. During a search of J.C.'s residence, police discovered a .22 caliber rifle, the same caliber weapon used in Dak's murder. What's more, traces of cement dust were found inside her truck, which matched the composition of the cement encasing Dak's body. With each discovery, the circumstantial evidence against J.C. mounted, painting a picture of a calculated crime. But despite these findings, J.C. maintained her innocence. She claimed that her purchases were for unrelated home improvement projects, and that she had no knowledge of how Dak's body ended up in the trough. To complicate matters further, she pointed to other individuals in Dak's life who might have had motives to harm him. Was J.C. Forson truly the mastermind behind this gruesome act? Or was she an easy scapegoat due to her proximity to the victim? As investigators grappled with these questions, the case became a media sensation, dividing public opinion and leaving the truth shrouded in uncertainty. When the case finally went to trial, the courtroom became a battleground of contrasting narratives. Prosecutors depicted J.C. Forson as a jealous, scorned ex-lover, whose temper boiled over into a premeditated act of violence. They pointed to the mountain of circumstantial evidence, the trough, the cement, the rifle, as undeniable proof of her guilt. They argued that J.C. meticulously planned every detail, from concealing the body to attempting to erase any trace of her involvement. To them, this was not a crime of passion, but a cold, calculated act. However, the defense told a very different story. They portrayed J.C. as a convenient scapegoat, someone unfairly targeted because of her high-profile role in the community and her strained relationship with Dak. They suggested that someone else, perhaps another person in Dak's life, could have committed the crime and planted evidence to frame J.C. They pointed out inconsistencies in the prosecution's timeline and highlighted the lack of direct evidence tying J.C. to the murder itself. No fingerprints, no eyewitnesses, and no confession. The defense also raised questions about why certain leads, such as other individuals with motives, weren't thoroughly pursued. The trial captivated the nation, with media outlets dissecting every piece of evidence and every word spoken in court. Public opinion was sharply divided. Some believed the prosecution's narrative of a vengeful lover, while others were convinced of J.C.'s innocence and the possibility of a wider conspiracy. The jury, after weeks of deliberation, failed to reach a unanimous verdict. The trial ended in a mistrial, leaving the case unresolved and shrouded in mystery. To this day, J.C. Forson's guilt or innocence remains a topic of heated debate. Was she a cold-blooded killer or a victim of circumstance? The unanswered questions continue to haunt those who seek justice for Dak Benton. This case leaves behind a web of unanswered questions. Was J.C. Forson truly the mastermind behind this brutal crime? Or was she an innocent woman caught in the crossfire of a complex investigation? Could someone else have been responsible, framing her to divert suspicion? And what about the mysterious details that remain unexplained? Was there evidence overlooked or motives undiscovered? As the years pass, the search for truth lingers, leaving the community divided and the case unresolved. The truth behind Dak Benton's tragic death remains shrouded in mystery. As we peel back the layers of this case, one thing becomes clear. Justice isn't always black and white. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more gripping stories from Criminal Tracks.